RuneScape. It's a minigame style upgrade to the beloved woodcutting skill, and it's gonna bring the entire world of Gillanor more alive. You can now start woodcutting with your friends and get bonus experience, rewards, boosts, outfits, and so much more. And in this video, I want to showcase everything you need to know about the Forestry minigame and how to take full advantage of this update. This is a very beginner-friendly guide just to help you understand Forestry a little bit better. Okay, let's get started. I have integrated this video into 3 segments. The first one is events that will happen during your woodcutting sessions. The second one is boosts that you can get through Forestry minigame to help you out with other skills, and the final segment is the rewards. First, before you start with anything, it is recommended to go to Trader Village and talk to the Freaky Forester to get a quick overview in-game and help you get started. Before we talk about anything else in this video, we need to discuss the most important item with this update, the Forestry Kit. This backpack helps you store all your necessary items, the rewards you get from the shop, the boost you're gonna gain, and all your supplies. Not to mention the newest currency, which is gonna be called the Anima Infused Bark. Another important thing to note is that the trees in Old School RuneScape have now been upgraded, making them more AFK and giving you more yield overall. You also gain invisible woodcutting boost depending on how many people cut the same tree, up to 10 people. So let's start with the events. Every time you start woodcutting in Old School RuneScape, there is a likely chance that an event will happen. Some events are more likely than others, which we will talk about later on, but consider it like a random event we already see in the game. The events are not instanced and everyone can access them, so wherever there are trees, there are gonna be events. Also, keep in mind that the higher tree you cut, the more likely chance there is for an event to happen. So cutting magic logs in Camelot can give you more events than cutting oak logs in Lumbridge. On average, you can expect an event around every 10 minutes of woodcutting. However, they happen more often if you're with a group of people rather than playing alone. So let's talk about them. First event you're likely gonna see is the Rising Roots. Whenever someone is chopping a tree next to you, angry roots can appear trying to protect the tree you and your friends are cutting. You need to cut down those roots as fast as possible for some extra woodcutting experience and Anima Infused Bark. The second event you might see is the Flowering Tree event. For this event to spawn, one of the people nearby you needs a new item called Bee on a Stick. Once you have that item, there is a chance that flowers will appear next to the tree you're cutting, and these bees are here to help you pollinate the plants. However, it's your job to pollinate the flowers by moving it between the 2 correct flowers, and in return you get extra woodcutting experience and once again Anima Infused Barks and even herb seeds. Next event is Struggling Sapling, where you have to help the sapling next to the tree grow by feeding it the right amount of mulch. You can buy that mulch from Forestry shop, and if you do it just right, you get rewarded extra woodcutting experience and once again Anima Infused Bark. And the final event right now is the Leprechaun. This little guy can be spawned by anyone nearby who has the new Leprechaun Charm item. And don't worry, we will discuss this item later in the video as well. Once someone in your group or you has successfully chopped down a tree while they have the Leprechaun Charm, there is a chance that a Leprechaun spawns and helps you basically bank all your items. Everything you have in your inventory, starting from new items that come with the minigame or existing logs, meaning you no longer have to bank your logs manually. These are currently the 4 events that will come with the update, but don't worry, Jagex is slowly planning to add even more events in the near future, like enchantments, like poachers, dryads, pheasants, ents, and so much more. Next up, let's talk about the boosts that are coming with the update. To understand them a little bit better, there are gonna be new items in the game called leaves, and these are gonna be dropped from all the trees in Gillanor, and they go straight into your new Forestry backpack. As you can see, these leaves gives you a variety of boosts. Some boost your production skills, some boost your gathering skills, and some leaves boost the duration of those buffs. Another item that gives you boost are tree roots, but rather than giving you straight buffs, this gives you a more of a secondary buff option, like chance to not burn your food while cooking on a fire or increased chance for bird nests while woodcutting. Now, how do you obtain these boosts? The leaves and roots I just talked about don't work themselves as boosts. Instead, you actually have to turn them into campfires and these to gain the boost. So let's go over these 2 options as well. First, let's talk about campfires. To make them, just add a leaf or a root to already existing fire. That fire then will start smoking, indicating that something has been added to it. The better log you have, the longer the duration of the campfire lasts. Now you have 2 options for these campfires if you're standing next to it. Firstly, you can rest, which after a short period of standing next to the fire, you will gain all the benefits of the campfire boosts. So let's say I added magic roots to my fire, and after chilling a little bit, I now have increased chance to receive blue loose from all skilling activities. And the second option when standing next to a campfire is the tent option, where you interact with the campfire directly, and it allows you to use your new leaves and roots to create bigger boost with the campfire. Keep in mind everyone around the campfire can use this boost, and they themselves can add extra leaves and roots to increase the duration or the bonus of the boost. All of it is meant for sharing, but if you only wanted the boost for yourself, you can make cup of teas, which will give you the same boost, but it's personalized to only you. For this to work, you also have to be standing next to a campfire and use the leaves and the roots you get from trees on your cup of water. And it creates a similar boost that you would normally get, but this time you can carry this cup of tea with you wherever you go. There is also a much easier way to make teacups now, which includes using one soft clay, and in return you get 4 teacups. And finally, for boosts, you can now also add logs to the already existing fire, which is gonna be called bonfires. And that will make your fire making training more AFK, but also give you a little bit less experience than just creating a line of 27 fires in a row. By the way, if you gotten this far, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. And with that, let's talk about the rewards. Like I stated before, to buy all the rewards, you're gonna need anima infused bark. So take this item like the gold currency we have, but only for woodcutting. The first and most anticipated reward is the two-handed axe. To obtain this, you need to buy the axe handle from the Forestry store in Trainer Village and attach it to your already existing axe. This process is irreversible, and both the axe handle and the two-handed axes are gonna be tradable with other players. The effect of the axe is gonna be to give you extra experience, but in return you will get less logs, and it's estimated to give you This is by no means a profitable activity currently, but you can still trade these items and get some money back. I made a video yesterday, and I'll be the first to admit that what I said in the video was wrong. In fact, Forestry is very profitable right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know why Jagex did this, but somehow they made all the items in the Forestry shop tradable. You can buy them from the GE. Even the untradeable items can be purchased with GP. Let me explain. So let's say you want to buy the funky shaped log right now to transmog your pet into something cooler. The cost for that is 15,000 anima infused bark, which could take you a hefty amount of time if you do it the normal way. Or this is what you could do to get it in just a matter of minutes. First, go to GE and buy log prices. They currently go for around 3 to 4 million GP. Then you sell that log price back to the Forestry store and you get 2,400 anima infused bark in return. And then you repeat the process until you have enough anima infused bark to buy out the entire Forestry shop. This way you don't have to participate in any of the events yourself, and you can pretty much unlock every reward, untradeable and tradable. Now, why Jagex did this, I don't have the answers, but you can easily take advantage of that in reverse order, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna participate only in events, and then we're gonna sell the rewards back to the GE for money, and there is another mechanic on how to abuse the current events. Mostly the rising roots in this case. So first things first, you want to join a friends chat, because in those chats they call out the events that are happening. There are already so many of them. One of them is called Rising Roots. The one that I use is Roots CC, and I heard even Bodhi's chat is calling out events right now. So basically find a mass world chat and join them to get the most amount of events per hour. The events themselves are called out only on certain worlds. World 510 for EU and World 487 and 444 for NA. These are Forestry worlds, and this is where you should be staying at all times if you want to get the most amount of GP. 444 for NA.
Park. If I can get one more event to trigger, or if I can get one more event, I'd call it good. Oh shit. There we go. That's a good one. New one. Hmm. I still don't understand that. Alright. That's gonna do it for this one, I think. Bye bye.